Hey guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to another weekend reset. This video is going to be jam-packed with a ton of different stuff. I'm all over the place today. I just had my Walmart delivery arrive, so I'm gonna put that away. I'm cooking breakfast. A lot of you guys said that you were interested in some carnivore recipes. I will be honest with you, recipes for the carnivore diet are very, very simple. You might be very underwhelmed when you see what I'm making for breakfast, but this is what works for me and this is what we eat. So we're gonna be cooking, and I do cook on cast iron. So I use bacon grease. I'm gonna make some ham steaks and scrambled eggs, a nice hearty breakfast so that we can get outside. I've got my painting clothes on, my gardening and painting clothes. So we're gonna be heading outside. We're gonna be doing some yard cleanup, actually quite a bit of yard cleanup. My house is trashed, like completely a mess. So I'm doing laundry. I'm trying to get the house straightened up. Today actually is Sunday and I go back to work tomorrow. I hope that I can get everything done today. If not, it's fine, whatever. I'll just, even getting everything perfectly clean, you end up having to clean again the next day anyway. So even if not all of it gets done, it's okay, but there's a lot to do. So I'm just gonna turn the camera around very quickly and kind of show you what we are working on. And then we'll head outside after we cook and have some breakfast and get working outside too. And I mean, let's just get started because I'm kind of overwhelmed with the amount of things that I need to get done today. So hopefully you guys are here for it and we can work on it together. So this is what my house looks like on a typical non-videoing day. I have a ton of laundry already done that needs to get put away. Pillows all over the place. My laptop is out. I've got a mess on the counter. Everything is everywhere. Half-eaten cake that needs to get thrown away because it's long past its date and I've got to toss that. We have groceries to put away, making breakfast. I've got to mop and vacuum. You guys know how it is, right? I mean, there is just a ton of stuff. Okay, so a lot of you guys have said that you wanted to see what I'm eating. I've lost 30 pounds. I will be doing an update on that. So that is actually bacon grease. I do not use any seed oils. So whenever possible, I will use bacon grease for cooking, and I do cook in cast iron. Just because I think bacon grease is better for you. Seed oils are horribly bad for you. And I don't know if you guys have done any research into it, but I am trying to avoid them like the plague. So we'll use bacon grease or butter typically, or even lard, although that doesn't bring any flavor. I do have lard that I make my pie crust with. So I have it on hand. But last weekend we had eggs and bacon on a Sunday morning breakfast. So I have a ton of bacon grease here that I rendered that I want to use. So when I do my weight loss update, I will dedicate more time to the science behind why high fat is helpful and why it's not unhealthy. I do understand that there's a lot of confusion out there as to whether or not it is good to have a lot of animal fats. And so I have done about 6 years of research into this because I did carnivore a long time ago. Actually, I lost 65 pounds and felt better than I ever had in my life when I had just turned 40. And I learned a lot, and there's a lot more out there. And unfortunately, there's a lot of information that is not out there, basically because of the fact that there's just not funding for the science of it. But it is definitely something I would love to explain. And since there's so much confusion and concern over cholesterol numbers and that sort of thing, that's something I want to really dive into because I've got some good information on that. Obviously, I'm not a doctor or a scientist or anything like that, but I have done a lot of research and there is a lot of information out there if you know where to look. So that's something I would love to share with you guys. But as I'm finishing up cooking this breakfast, we are just about to sit down, have our scrambled eggs and ham, and get to work. So if that's something you're interested in learning more about, definitely subscribe and definitely hit that notification bell because I will have that coming soon. I know it looks like I'm eating this entire ham steak, but actually my husband and I will share that. And he's got a portion of eggs on his plate that are similar to mine. We'll share the ham steak and then we'll get started.
Piece by piece, thriving in your bones. Home, sweet home. Together or alone. Build your home.
So even though that was a pretty decent sized ham steak, we did not finish it. We shared it, but still did not quite finish it. So we've got a little bit left over, and we'll get the breakfast dishes cleaned up and put away. And you can see that yellow box on the counter there. That is actually pectin. I looked up a recipe to learn how to make jelly because you guys have seen in a previous video that I have a mulberry tree that is in full bloom. Actually, as of the date of this video, the mulberries are completely gone. They were amazing. But I did make mulberry jelly and it came out fantastic. So this time next year, I am going to be harvesting so many mulberries and I'm going to make so much jelly and preserve it. I really didn't preserve it this time around. I just made the one because I was worried it wouldn't come out good, but holy cow, it was amazing. My husband loved it. I did taste it. It was super sweet, so I didn't obviously eat it. But within about 7 days, he had the entire thing gone.
Not knowing how this story ends. Kind and brave, I know you'll find a way. Live your truth and good.
I would love to take just a moment to ask you guys how you're doing and catch up with you. How was your Easter? Ours was great. We had an amazing day, relaxing and just enjoying each other's company. Our family came over and we celebrated together and just felt extremely grateful and extremely blessed for the love of Jesus and for the resurrection and for the idea that no matter how imperfect we are still loved and, we're forgiven if that's something that we choose to accept. And so I definitely enjoyed my day. And I would love to just share this really quick, cute story with you. I spoke with my mom on Easter morning and I wanted to know how she was doing. The hospital had been giving her rehab after the surgery. It was not a full hip replacement. When she fell, God was definitely with her because she only had a fracture in her hip, which I say only, but that's incredibly painful as well. I could not even imagine the amount of pain that would cause. But the surgeon had told her that, she was very lucky because many times when people with this type of injury have their x-rays done, it turns out they ended up needing a full hip replacement, which she did not. So we were so grateful for that. And she had her surgery on Thursday in the morning. And I spoke with her Easter Sunday morning on the phone and asked her how therapy was going, how was her pain level, all of these things. And she had, over the phone, told me that she was so bummed out because she was going to miss the family celebration that she was really looking forward to. And you guys, let me just tell you, on Easter Day, my mom's best friend had arrived. She was bringing some other family members to the celebration, and she called me out to her car because she said that she needed me to come help her with something in the car. And when I got out there is my mom sitting in the passenger seat. I couldn't believe it. I was so surprised. I was so excited to see her. It was amazing. And I would just want to say, Mom, if you're listening, you are a complete and total rock star. I know all the nurses and the doctors were completely amazed by you. Your surgeon could not even believe how quickly you were able to start walking. I know you still have pain and I know that you are still slow going and having therapy and recovery is still ongoing, but I am so impressed and so inspired by you, Mom. I love you so much. And I was so surprised and so excited to have the chance to celebrate Easter with you. And you guys, I just got to say, I am so thankful to you guys also for the prayer that you gave for my mom on Thursday. You came with prayers and my mom was just so happy. So thank you so much.
Will come to you. Home, sweet home.
So I don't actually do laundry very often during the week. I would say, if I'm being realistic, probably 2 times per week, maybe 3 loads each time. My husband and I are empty nesters, and so I don't find that I have a ton of laundry every week to do. However, he does work outside, so he's got, work clothes plus his regular clothes for each day. So 3 loads probably twice a week is an honest representation of how often I'm doing laundry now. But no matter how often I do it, I'm very bad about leaving everything folded in piles the way you see here on this table. So I'm trying really hard to make sure that I take all of the stacks that are separated and folded and at least get them placed in the basket. Recently, you guys saw that I had done some shopping for clothes at Goodwill, and I shared with you a few of my finds. I hit the jackpot again. Now, I went to Goodwill with the express purpose of finding clothes. If I am going there to look for decor, there's no way I'm interested in even looking in the clothes section. But this time, again, I went only to look at clothes. I did so good. I came away with pretty much a blue and white summer, almost nautical look for most of the items. These shorts I desperately needed. I know they don't look like much, but I have downsized. I used to be a size 18 and I am now a size 14. So that feels pretty good. These were orange tags. Everything that you see today that has orange tags. Now these were orange tags. They were $7.98, so $8, but they were orange tags, so they were $4. I already took the tags off. I need to wash them. But before I took the rest of the tags off, I wanted to share with you a lot of the items that I got because I was actually really very happy with what I found. So this is a Liz Claiborne shirt. It is brand new. The tags are still on it. Originally it sold for $37 and I got it for $9, and it was not an orange tag. It was not an orange tag, but I thought it was so cute for summer. Look how cute this is. Brand new with tags. Check out the buttons on the shoulders. I love that sort of summer nautical boating look. Love the fact that it's blue and white. I don't know why, but I did really good at Goodwill with blue and white on this shopping trip. So obviously I'm going to be washing everything. Now this one is not blue and white, but this one is really cute and it's sheer. Obviously I'll need to wear some sort of tank top underneath, but I thought it was really pretty. I loved the floral pattern on it, but not only that, but it's stretchy. And another thing that I love, I don't love the way my arms look in tank tops and short sleeve shirts. So anytime I can find a 3/4 sleeve, especially one that has like this, what do you call that? Like that button-up detail that kind of makes it look a little bit less formal. I love that. So that one for, let's see, how much did I get that one for? Blue tag, so not on sale, $6.98. Now this one, again with blue and white, this was orange tag. I love this shirt. Now, as I'm holding it here, and you guys, I'm a mess. I'm about to go outside and do yard work. But as I'm holding it here, like the way I'm holding it, it really doesn't look like hardly anything at all. But I love the sort of floaty sleeves that it has, and they're really, really large. The way they hang is super pretty, and I love the blue and white color. This one was $6.98, but it was an orange tag, so I ended up getting it for $3.50. And this one is another blue shirt, not on sale, $6.98. And I know, again, it actually kind of looks like a shirt that a nurse would wear, like scrubs. But when you put it on, it's super flattering because it's tapered in the waist there. And really like this one. So that was a good deal. And then I found a pair of jeans. All of my jeans don't fit. Like, I'm struggling with jeans. We're getting ready to go into the warm weather season, so I don't need a lot of jeans, honestly. But these are a 16. They're a little baggy on me, but they do have like a stretch. I don't know what kind of fabric goes in, like a spandex style fabric that's woven into it. So they are kind of stretchy. So I'm hoping that when I wash them, they'll tighten up a little bit, because sometimes that happens with jeans. But these were orange tags. I paid 10, but really, I mean, I didn't pay 10. They were 10 with the orange tag, so I only paid 5. So as I am losing weight, Goodwill is the place for me to do my clothes shopping, because I don't want to keep downsizing and then have to rebuy brand new clothes all the time. So Goodwill is the place where I have been searching, and I've actually been doing pretty good lately, and it's been kind of fun. I'm not a person that really likes clothes shopping, so but as I'm losing weight, I find that I do like it a little bit more. So we have a lot to do today. I'm in my painting clothes because I'm heading outside. We're doing yard cleanup, as I mentioned earlier. Breakfast is done. The kitchen is cleaned up. I just don't want to be in here anymore, so we are heading outside. So we got up early this morning. My husband actually started doing some work while I was cooking breakfast and kind of waiting for the Walmart delivery to arrive. And he did a lot already. I know I kind of showed you a quick clip from earlier this morning. He was moving some stones. I think he's planning on weed eating. While he's doing that, I'm going to clean up a lot of the gardening mess that I made when I did last week's gardening video. We're going to be continuing to move all of this mess. I believe the hot tub is going away today, hopefully. So we'll be able to sort of clean up that section. That is his truck topper, and I'm going to be listing that on Facebook Marketplace because he doesn't want it. It came with the truck. He didn't buy it, but he was never really interested in having one of those. I thought it was kind of cool, but I don't know. He doesn't want it, so whatever. We're going to list it on Facebook Marketplace. That's got to get put behind the viburnum. We actually have a pretty decent amount of space behind all of those viburnums before we hit our fence line. So the construction equipment that we use to build the screen room that you guys have seen, we're done with that. So we're going to be putting that away. We're going to be putting away the, what are those, recliner, like beach recliners, because we're not quite ready to have them out, and we want to finish the yard cleanup before we kind of set them out. So we do have a lot to do today. We're going to be cleaning up this section too. We're going to be moving the topper for the hot tub, throwing those pots away, and just generally doing an overall cleanup of the yard. Hopefully we will be able to get all of it done. It doesn't seem like much, but you know, things like this always take a little bit of time, more than what you think it's going to take. Once that's done, I'll go inside, I'll check the laundry and sort of keep things moving on the inside before I come back out and keep going out here. So we'll see how far we get. Let's get started. So we're going to get started over here. This section used to be my vegetable garden. Probably about 2 years ago, I had this entire square. You can actually see the outline of it still, where the grass doesn't grow all the way. I had quite a bit of vegetables growing here. I was growing Seminole pumpkins at one point, and I did a ton of squash and just all sorts of things. And then I just decided I really just wasn't interested in doing that anymore, so I kind of let it go. But in the back right corner there, you can see my pineapples. Pineapples are super easy to grow here. I'll show you kind of an up close in a little bit here. But you basically just take the pineapple from the store, cut the top off, and then you keep the top wet while you are waiting to put it in the ground, and you essentially just plant it in the ground, and the top grows roots, and that's how you get a new pineapple plant. So I've got quite a few of them over there. I actually have 3 pineapples that are forming, and it does take some time to actually get the pineapple fruit, to form. The first year, you don't see anything at all. The second year, it puts on more green. And then the third year is when you'll get fruit. And so I've had those there for quite some time. I think I'm going to just have this be a pineapple patch, actually. And on the right of the screen here, you can see like a black metal with a little bit of green, almost like a vine. That's actually blackberries, and those are doing well also. Here are what the pineapple look like. They basically start off as this like pokey ball, and then they grow a little crown, and then they get bigger, and eventually they become pineapples, and they're super sweet and very juicy. And you can see they don't look like much, like those are the pineapple plants. They're kind of ugly to look at, but holy moly, they make such delicious summer fruit. Now, in previous videos, I had mentioned that I did not cover anything this past winter. So some of these did take a freeze and didn't make it. So I'm basically just kind of testing out which ones have no grip anymore. The center of them kind of pulls away from the plant if the root is dead. And so just kind of testing all of them to make sure that they are still alive and still viable. And then I will toss those on the right side of the screen in the trash and keep the ones that are still good. And hopefully we'll get more pineapples next year. I'm going to be doing quite a bit of pressure washing in today's video as well, and this trellis has just kind of been laying here on the ground for quite some time. This area has been very neglected, but when I pulled that trellis away, I had another blackberry vine growing there, so that was kind of a fun thing to see underneath. We're going to get this trellis pressure washed, and I actually end up placing this in the front garden. A little bit more cleanup as I continue to throw away things that I have just kind of been laying around the yard for quite some time. I used to thrift a lot of my gardening equipment. In fact, these trellises I got for free. I found them on the side of the road a couple of years ago. They were just sitting there in really good condition. I couldn't believe somebody threw them away. And all they really needed at that time, just like today, is a good pressure washing. They're not perfect, and someday I do want to replace them, but seeing the algae come off of the back of this thing is really satisfying, and once they're all cleaned up, they do look pretty good. I eventually want to replace them, but I do like that sort of cottage look, so for now, these will do. I'm going to bring this to the front garden and place them on the front side next to the new screen room.
Find a way, live, and good will come to you.
Eventually, I'll get out here to the front section and do some pressure washing out here on these stones as well. One thing at a time. One thing I've learned is, as I'm getting older especially, just do things in easy to manage batches. I don't feel the need anymore to have everything done at once and have everything perfect the way I used to. And so today's video is really just all about getting things started for the summer season. I really am looking forward to enjoying the pool and the yard, and having everything cleaned up is going to be nice, but there is still plenty of time. And so eventually I'll get out there to the front and clean that area up. I do need to remulch out there and finish planting up that garden, but that'll happen in weeks to come. For today, we are just taking it one step at a time.
Love is true, you know.
This little courtyard in front of the screen room is really shaping up to be kind of cute. I can't wait to see when it's all cleaned up and all of the grass is filled in and green and lush, and I have those stepping stones removed from that section to see how it will look when it's finally complete. Just a quick side note, I do get a lot of questions about the music I use in my videos, and I actually subscribe to a music subscription company called Epidemic Sound. One of my favorite artists in that subscription service is called Ludlow, and this song is called Home, and I really like it. So if you like it too, that's where you find it. So now that we're back inside, it's time to finish up the laundry. I want to say this was the final load of the day. I do tend to do my whites last. And once I have everything folded, we'll get them put away, or at least put in the basket so I can put it at the base of the stairs for my husband to bring up for me. And then we'll see what comes next. But today is truly one of those days where I am all over the place. I continue to go in and out all throughout the day to get the things done. And honestly, these are some of my favorite types of reset days, because one of the things, especially when the nice weather comes, that I don't enjoy about cleaning on the weekends is being stuck inside. And so it is nice to go outside and take a quick break, get some sunshine and some fresh air, and do some outdoor activities as well.
With the wind, not knowing how this story ends. Kind and brave, I know you'll find a way. Live your truth, and good will.
So now it's time to get back outside. I do want to do some pressure washing on the stones around this garden bed, and hopefully that other one as well. Before I do, though, my husband needs to trim or weed eat around the stones to make it a little bit easier for me to get in there. And he's right now working his way around the yard and taking care of all of the weed eating so that I can get in here, do some pressure washing, and we can finish cleaning up. But before I do that, I want to take a quick mulberry break. As of today, the mulberries, like I said, are completely gone, but on the day of recording, they were still flushing out with quite a bit of fruit, and I really wanted to enjoy them while I was waiting to get this pressure washing done.
Grounded, steady, earth between your toes, arms wide, ready, love is true, you know. Come roll, you can borrow calm, piece by piece, thriving in your palm.
So here's a quick look at the before of the stones. They are pretty dirty, and it's funny to me that I didn't really notice how dirty they were until after I had them cleaned. As I'm watching this back, it's amazing to me how much algae or mold was on them. I forgot how bright they were, and you can see as the algae and the dirt is coming off, there is a stark difference between how they looked before and how they're going to look. Once they are dry, they even look a lot brighter than they do while they're wet. So this was a huge game changer and made the garden beds look so good. And since I knew I was going to be doing this pressure washing, that is the main reason why I decided to wear my painting clothes on this day. And I'm glad I did, because even though the garden beds and stones looked so good when it was all over, I was completely soaked from my waist down to the tips of my toes, and I had mud all over me. My shoes were full of mud. My legs were just caked with all sorts of dirt and mud. Not a fun thing, but definitely I'm glad I did it, because I have really been enjoying how the garden looks lately now that this is done.
And brave, I know you'll find a way. Live your truth, and good will come to you.
And just like they say, teamwork makes the dream work. While I was doing this, my husband was cleaning up the front using the blower and getting all of the dirt off from the front section of the patio and that little courtyard. He's going around and helping me kind of clear away the mess and get everything looking fresh again. At this point in the day, it was time for us to say goodbye to the hot tub. My son and my husband were working together to help get this hot tub off of its platform and onto the trailer hitch. My daughter's boyfriend is there helping as well, and I'm really grateful to all of them. That thing is huge, and having it gone makes a huge difference in the yard. What an eyesore it was always to look at it being there and just kind of being in shambles. It really needs a lot of love, and we did not want to have to take on that task, and so having it gone opens up that space and really makes the yard look bigger.
You can borrow calm, piece by piece, thriving in your palm. Home, sweet home.
And the next big eyesore to get rid of from the yard is the truck topper. We're going to get that set and away and continue the cleanup. I am so glad to see this thing go out of the yard. We are just about to the end of the yard cleanup, and that means it's time to wrap up the hose and take a look at how everything is shaping up at the end of all of the projects that we did today. Again, it didn't seem like we were doing a lot, but after it was all done and I finally had a chance to really look at things, what a huge difference it makes just to clean up, put things away, and kind of get rid of the things that you almost don't notice when you have things laying around for a while. They almost become invisible to you. I don't know if that's true for you guys, but it is for me. Even inside my house, I sort of don't notice things after a while, and I kind of look over them and look past them. And when I finally do take a minute to analyze what is making me feel like things are messy and kind of junky looking and take care of that, everything looks so much better. The stones are cleaned up. The yard is starting to come back to life. The grass is beginning to grow, or I should say the weeds. Everything looks really nice. So I highly encourage you guys, when you can, to get out there, do some cleanup, take care of that yard, tackle those projects that have been needing to be done so that you can start dreaming about summer and all of the fun things you're going to do to enjoy your beautiful yard. I am so glad you guys were here with me today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.